A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant and controversial move, Israel's parliament has passed two laws that threaten the operations of the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA. The new legislation comes at a time when the humanitarian situation in Gaza is already dire, raising concerns among Israel's Western allies about the potential repercussions for the Palestinian population. The first law prohibits UNRWA from conducting any activities or providing services within Israeli territory. This sweeping ban stems from allegations made by Israeli officials, claiming that a small number of UNRWA staff were involved in the October 7, 2023, attacks that targeted southern Israel, as well as accusations of ties between some employees and Hamas, the militant group governing Gaza. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu asserted, UNRWA workers involved in terrorist activities against Israel must be held accountable. The second law passed by the Knesset goes even further by severing all diplomatic ties between Israel and UNRWA, designating the agency as a terror organization. This legislation strips UNRWA staff of their legal immunities, complicating their ability to operate effectively. The vote was overwhelmingly in favor, with 92 lawmakers supporting the first bill and 87 backing the second, while only a handful of dissenting voices were heard, primarily from Arab parliamentary parties. The implications of these laws are profound, as they signal a new low in the already strained relationship between Israel and UNRWA, which has been a critical provider of humanitarian aid to millions of Palestinians for decades. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres expressed grave concern over the legislation, stating that it could lead to devastating consequences for Palestinian refugees and undermine efforts for peace and security in the region. He emphasized that there is no viable alternative to UNRWA's work, stating, UNRWA is indispensable. The agency's head, Philippe Lazzarini, condemned the vote, asserting that it violates international law and represents an ongoing campaign to delegitimize UNRWA's role in providing essential services to Palestinian refugees. He noted that the legislation threatens to exacerbate the already critical humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where over 1.9 million people are displaced and face severe shortages of food, water, and medical supplies. The World Health Organization's Director General, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, echoed these sentiments, labeling UNRWA as an irreplaceable lifeline for the Palestinian people. He warned that the Israeli parliament's decision would have catastrophic implications for health and humanitarian services in the region. International responses to the legislation have been swift, with foreign ministers from several countries, including France, Germany, and the UK, expressing their grave concern. They emphasized the importance of allowing UNRWA and other UN agencies to fulfill their humanitarian mandates effectively. The laws are set to take effect 60 to 90 days after Israel's foreign ministry notifies the UN, raising urgent questions about how aid will be distributed in Gaza in the interim. Critics of the legislation argue that it risks crippling the already fragile aid distribution process, particularly as Israel faces mounting pressure from the US to increase humanitarian assistance amid the ongoing conflict. The passage of these laws reflects a significant shift in Israel's approach to humanitarian aid and its relationship with international organizations, raising alarms about the future of aid to Gaza and the well-being of its inhabitants. As the humanitarian crisis deepens, the international community watches closely, urging Israel to reconsider its stance and prioritize the needs of those affected by the conflict. The situation remains fluid, and the potential ramifications of these laws will likely unfold in the coming weeks and months, as both humanitarian agencies and affected populations brace for the impact of these unprecedented legislative measures. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.